Biscayne National Park, number 47. RJ back there. Paddle and snorkel tour, mid-December.
Biscayne National Park is 95% water, so to really experience the park, you should take a tour. Biscayne National Park Institute is the only operator for the majority of the park, while some others offer visits to Stiltsville and the northern areas of the park. These tours can be very pricey, but there are a good amount of options. One bonus is the tour groups are very small, as ours was full with 6 people. We chose the 6-hour paddle and snorkel tour. We visited in mid-December, so unfortunately that meant higher winds and waves. The temperature was great for snorkeling, and with choppier water, you don't get to snorkel in the best spots along the Atlantic reefs and shipwrecks. Luckily, while paddling, you're often surrounded by mangroves that block some of the wind and keep the water calm. The water is very shallow, clear, and pretty. There are great opportunities to spot marine life, while on boats, there's a better chance to see dolphins and manatees. The guides are well worth it for this tour as you go through a maze of mangroves that will be dead ends for most people. There are a variety of views along the way, and the paddling gets much more challenging in the open water.
You can just
mangroves get so tight and narrow that you're better off getting through it without your paddle.
Oh, they're kind of heavy. Little baseball is coming down. Definitely. And the calmer the water, the more fish there are. There's a little guy. Couple barriers, maybe.
The next couple minutes are a time lapse that shows how crazy the path we took was. After paddling, we stopped at Adams Key for lunch, which doesn't have much to offer besides an extremely buggy trail. When the waves are calmer, you have the option to go to Boca Chita, where the lighthouse is, or Elliott Key. Now on to the snorkeling. I found out while I was on the boat that in the winter there's only 1 to 2 days a month where they snorkel on the east side of the Keys, while in the summer they go almost every day. For the most part, our guide was willing to let us go where we wanted, so we started in the mangroves, which was cool for a short time to see the mangroves up close, underwater, and the fish around it, but the shallow water can get murky quickly. We moved to the inner reefs along Elliott Key while trying to avoid a storm. These reefs were much more interesting, although so shallow that my neck got sore from looking straight ahead instead of straight down like you usually would. There were some colorful coral and some spiny lobsters and more that we hadn't seen yet, and it was a good way to end the day, and our guide even let us run a little longer. Overall, I don't regret doing this tour as it is the best way to see the park, but I do feel we missed out not seeing the better part of the snorkeling, and the cost was very overpriced in my opinion for $257 for 6 hours, which included the gear and it did not include lunch. I plan to come back sometime to see Stiltsville and Boca Chita, and maybe we'll come when it's warmer and less windy to snorkel the Atlantic side.